Do you guys remember this Madden 21 Next Gen reveal, where nothing on gameplay or franchise mode was announced, but EA had a lot to share with Next Gen graphics shown here, and Next Gen stats? You may or may not have realized that nothing from this trailer actually came into reality. Thanks to Maxon Unlimited for bringing this to my attention, Madden NFL 21 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X does not look like this. And 4 years later, we have a new Madden 25, and not only does it not look nearly as good as this trailer does, but EA actually removed Next Gen Stats presentation, so the other big change for Next Gen Madden now doesn't exist. EA completely scammed their audience by showing a trailer like that and releasing a game that looks nothing like it. It's not the first time they did it either. This is one out of many examples that I'll show in this video of why EA is all talk with no game, and yet another reason why the NFL should not extend their exclusive rights agreement with EA. Let's go more in depth on how EA lied to us with this next gen reveal, and go over some other examples of misleading marketing from EA in recent years. Before we continue, let's talk about Game Time, the sponsor of today's video. Game Time is the premier marketplace for last-minute tickets for the most popular events in not only sports but music and theater too. I personally use it often, and one of my favorite parts of using the Game Time app is that it shows you the view from your seat before you buy the ticket. Game Time Picks, a new feature, filters out the fluff to show you only the best deals on great seats, saving you both time and money. There's an upcoming Usher concert near me, and if we sort by Game Time Picks, we get all kinds of great deals. The Super Deal is the best deal considering how good the seats are. Same goes for this Giants and Falcons game. These prices are crazy good, and notice how the app shows you your seat view. Game Time also has the lowest price guarantee, so if you find tickets in the same section cheaper elsewhere, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SOFTDRINK for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SOFTDRINK for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Over 4 years ago now, EA released this trailer for Next Gen Madden and FIFA, and under the footage it says Game Engine Footage. In the College Football 25 trailers it said the same thing, but the final product was actually identical to those trailers. I think most people watching this trailer back then, and most people going over the trailer back then on YouTube, expected the game to look like this graphically. Instead, Madden 21 looked much worse. Madden 25 looks better today, but it doesn't look like this trailer. Where is this level of detail? EA did release high-quality screenshots of the footage shown here, and it's shocking once you realize this isn't close to what we ever got. The old Madden 25 had a similar reveal trailer that was misleading. This concept from 2013 never came to fruition either. We are on the PS5 Pro now, and Madden still doesn't look that good. Here's something worse. Despite not living up to that trailer, Madden 25, the old one from 2013, had progressive lighting, shadows, and skies that update after every play based on the real time during the game. Look at the clouds covering the stadium. This is from 2013. Meanwhile, in the new Madden 25, we've somehow gone backwards because the weather, lighting, and sky is no longer dynamic, but static. It never changes throughout a game, and it never shifts from day to night. We've gone backwards at the expense of a higher resolution. And then there was Next Gen Stats. This was a presentation element where replays would show you the top speed of a player on a play, or the air distance of a throw, things like that. The logic, as usual, was wonky, but it was something EA could have built on. Instead, it's been missing from Madden for a few years, despite being essentially the major new addition to Madden 21 on Next Gen. You can no longer start a franchise as a player. This is so the game forces you to play Superstar Mode, which pushes you then towards an online mode within Superstar Mode that features microtransactions. There was no way to get more money out of you when starting a franchise as a player, so EA removed it. Some really small but annoying things have been removed as well over the years. When editing a player, the overall is now missing, so you have to back out to see a guy's overall and then go back in and out of the attribute page with each tweak, making creating custom rosters or draft classes much more difficult. Back in 2020, players were so fed up that hashtag #FixMaddenFranchise went viral, and EA actually responded with this video.
Hey Madden franchise community, I'm Sean Grady. I'm the executive producer for Madden NFL, and on behalf of the entire Madden development team, we wanted to reach out to say we see your Fix Madden franchise tweets and we understand your frustration. Now, the franchise community is critically important to us, and we appreciate, of course, your passion for Madden NFL. We're reading your feedback, and we clearly understand that you want more. We've seen your requests for details around what the franchise community can expect moving forward. And while I don't have a lot of details I can share with you right now, I can tell you that today, our team is actively working on bolstering plans to support franchise in Madden NFL 21 and beyond. The development team is collectively right now working from home to prepare Madden NFL 21 for launch on August 28th. But we're also committed to providing updates to you on our thoughts and plans around franchise moving forward before the game launches. So again, thank you for all the passion and the feedback that you bring. For those of you that are going to participate in the closed beta, we look forward to more feedback later this weekend. Thank you.
Shortly after, EA released this roadmap going over future changes promised that players could expect within franchise mode. The Coaching and Staff Management Edition was a tiny tweak where you can upgrade abilities on your coaches and scouts that grant player rating boosts in certain areas. Scouting improvements meant they would take a bare-bones but functional scouting system and replace it with a much more convoluted one that makes it tougher to scout individual prospects just for the sake of change. The scenario engine basically means nothing. It's just a bunch of poorly made cutscenes with poor logic on your responses and goals that most people skip. It's too half-baked and feels slapped on rather than cohesive. This isn't really what people meant when they said they wanted more depth in franchise mode. Commissioner tools were barely changed. There's a few more options now, but nothing crazy like, I don't know, allowing you to control any team, or force draft picks, or force free agency signings. You know, anything people actually wanted. Relocation did not get any new assets. Instead, they took away your 3 uniform options and replaced them with only 1 option for each team. They did add Team Builder this year, but that has nothing to do with relocation. You have to import a Team Builder team when you first begin a franchise. So if halfway through you want to relocate your team and change your branding, you are still stuck with the limited relocation teams of the past decade, only with more limited options than ever. So this section here was a lie. I love how they ended this roadmap with plus other key additions. What they listed above is all they worked on. There have been no other key additions to franchise mode. A combination of PS2 era Madden franchise mode and ESPN NFL 2K5's franchise mode would be fantastic, or even something on par with a game like NBA 2K16 in its My League mode, but instead we have a bloated yet bare bones and sluggish mess of a franchise mode that isn't as deep or intuitive as franchise mode in either of those 3 older games I just mentioned. Isn't it funny how with hindsight, this roadmap sounds like a bunch of nothing and word salad, but when it was released, we all felt like, oh, EA's finally listening, this sounds great. 4 years later, look at Madden. It's as bad as ever. EA is never listening, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Things aren't even moving in the right direction. It's an endless cycle heading nowhere. Those who made noise during hashtag #FixMaddenFranchise were quieted down after EA's response. Here we are today, and now it seems like most fans are just tired at this point and have given up on EA entirely. We heard Madden 24 was a make or break year for EA, and that big changes were coming. And then Madden 24 released, and the game was really bad. If the options were either make or break, it was a break. But nothing actually broke, did it? EA moved on like nothing happened. What was the point of them internally referring to the game as make or break then? At what point does it break? You know what really confuses me? Deuce Douglas is a talented and smart guy who created this giant mock-up for a rebuilt Madden franchise mode back in 2017. He perfectly explained how to fix franchise mode, and a few years later, EA actually hired him. So why has none of this stuff actually come to fruition? It seems like EA is not giving the developers the resources they need to make this game better, because they assume it'll sell fine regardless because it's the exclusive and only simulation NFL game. Yet another reason why the NFL should not renew their exclusive license with EA. The craziest part of all of this is I didn't even mention the 70 missing features I usually talk about from the PS2 era of Madden. I also didn't even show the Madden 06 next-gen reveal trailer, which is yet another example of misleading marketing. These are all relatively new examples I talked about here. Things just keep getting worse the longer Madden goes without competition. The point of this video is to further show you guys that EA is not to be trusted, and they falsely advertise new features or pretty graphics all the time. Madden has no hope while EA continues to hold the exclusive simulation NFL rights. Continue letting the NFL know how displeased you are with EA holding that license on social media, and maybe we'll have a miracle where the NFL signs a non-exclusive deal with EA so Madden can continue, but another company like 2K or San Diego Studios can make a competing simulation NFL game. The NFL and EA are currently in the middle of contract negotiations. Until then, it might be worth going back in time and playing older football video games. You might be surprised at how much better they are. That's kind of the entire point of my channel. I love showing you guys just how great sports games used to be when they had competition. I don't hate every sports game. I'm just not easily fooled by misleading marketing in a poor quality product. And that's all we've gotten for years. Thanks for watching.